So if you've ever stepped foot in a climbing gym before, you probably know the feeling. You finally send that nails boulder that you've been projecting for weeks, only for some little shit to come along and do it without even using their feet. Now, if this has ever happened to you, don't worry, because I'm here to make you feel a lot worse. Because today, we're going to be looking at the hardest boulders ever campused. For those of you who don't know, campusing refers to climbing without using your feet at all. So it's pretty much all about raw strength and momentum generation. The term comes from the campus board, a training tool that was built by Wolfgang Gillich, one of the greatest of all time, to train for the world's first consensus 9A, called Action Direct. This climb features one of the most iconic and gnarliest moves ever done on rock, where you have a mono in your left hand and do a massive dyno to a 2-finger pocket with your right hand. The campus board got its name because the first of its kind was held in a gym called the Campus Center in Nuremberg, Germany. Now, for a while, the hardest thing ever done on the campus board was the 159, which has since become a benchmark among elite and pro climbers. But over the years, people like Yves Gravell have absolutely been able to smash this benchmark, being able to walk over 1610 and 159 on the 12mm rungs, where standard campus board rungs are 25mm. One of the most insane things about this is Yves is only 5'6", so the next time you want to use your height as an excuse, just remember that Yves Gravell can seemingly reach the Oort cloud in 2 moves without even using his feet. Another feat on the campus board that is probably similar in difficulty to this is the 1-7, which I've only seen confirmed done by Hamish MacArthur, which he graded V15 on its own. As a reminder, this is the same person who did No One Mourns the Wicked V17 in around 3 hours, so safe to say 1-7 is pretty damn hard. To put this into perspective, I'm somewhat of a pulling enthusiast myself, and 1-6 on the jug rungs of the campus board already seems pretty limit for me. To be fair, I am just a wee lad at 5'5", but Yves Gravell has shown us that anything is possible if you have rocket boosters for lats. The next boulder we have comes from one of humanity's greatest inventions, and that is the Tension Board 1. This boulder, called Pup Fiction, was created by Matt Foltz. Yes, that Matt Foltz. And was originally graded V14 at 50 degrees. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, if Matt Foltz gave it V14, then surely nobody would just come along and campus it, right?
You got this. Yeah, boy!
So this is James Dadzong Cook, who is like the OG board lord. And he also just happens to be the greatest of all time at these boob slopers.
You see this round ball of pleasure?
You got 2 of them.
Just like squeeze them, like everything out of them, like this.
And he decides to just come along and campus the boulder that Matt Foltz gave V14. Now, the original boulder has since been downgraded by the Tension Board 1 community all the way to V11, but that doesn't take away just how insane this is. I've climbed on this board a lot. In fact, in the past year, I've made my way up to the top 100 of all time on the leaderboards. So, you know, I'm pretty much a huge deal at this point. If you've never climbed on this board before, it's difficult to imagine just how terrible these 2 slopers are. And what's even more insane is that these slopers get so much worse as the board gets steeper and steeper. To put this into perspective, the original boulder at 40 degrees was a big project for Everett from Woe Climbing, even when he was sending V13 outside.
That's my longest project ever.
Speaking of sending V13s outside, the first instance of anybody campusing an outdoor V13, to my knowledge, was Ben Kim earlier this year.
Let's go back. Yeah. Yep.
Yes,
Come on,
man.
Ben.
Come on.
Yeah. Come on, Dad.
Come on.
Yeah!
This is just absolutely mind-boggling because you have to kind of one-arm this 8 to 10 millimeter crimp in the middle of the boulder at a 50-degree angle and then do this massive pull move to finish it off. For those of you who don't know Ben Kim, he is an absolute machine, especially on board style problems, and is one of the strongest board climbers in the world. He recently had one of the most insane board sessions ever on his first time on the Tension Board 2 mirror layout, and hopefully we'll see him on Board Lords soon. My only disappointment here is that we didn't get a campus mantle to top it all off. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Moving on, we have one of the most iconic boulders in the entire world, and also one of the most iconic moves in the world, and that is Defying Gravity. This move has been done like a million different ways at this point, but to my knowledge, the only people to have campused it are Noah Wheeler and Colin Duffy. This single move is estimated to be around V14. However, there's no doubt in my mind that campusing this entire boulder from start to finish is actually possible from some of these powerhouses, and is something that would be amazing to see in the future, and could be the hardest campus boulder ever done if that happens. It may not be done for a while because it's all ABS, but maybe if Ben Kim needs a new project to work on, we could see a campus of the entire line at some point. The last boulder on rock is the iconic boulder, the Ace, which is located in the Peak District and is a low start to the iconic boulder, the Joker. The Ace is graded at V13 and is very short and very powerful. In this wedge climbing video, you can see a replica and get a sense of just how terrible these holds are.
Ned posted a couple of years back that he was making some replica holds off the Joker starting hold. So this is the left hand and that's the right hand, which is usually a little bit higher. And yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to have a set of them because it's nice to try and train on these sort of holds. I mean, they're really conditions dependent and you can really only pull on them in winter. Otherwise they're pretty much impossible to hold. So originally the way I was like trying them, right, it's like this. So to replicate the Joker, we pull on and then I put a toe on the chair, fall on, and then you just slap to the jug. See? It's just not the real thing.
And how'd you start the Ace? You start on the chair?
Yeah, well the Ace you've got to start down here and put a heel on and come to it. And then hope the chair doesn't fall over as well.
Now, why on earth would anybody want to campus this? Well, it turns out all you have to do is break a pro climber's foot and let them run loose.
Ali. So good, come on. Ali, Ali, Ali.
Maximilian Milne, also known as Max the Future, shortly after breaking his foot and not being able to compete, decided to go on a campusing world tour, and one of the things he was able to do is this iconic boulder, the Ace, while still wearing his walking boot. What's even crazier is that it seems that these holds are very friction dependent, and he did it while the sun was beaming right at it. Now, what can possibly top Max campusing the Ace V13 in the sun while wearing a walking boot? Well, here's where we get to the hardest campus boulder of all. This black one. Now, most people by now have heard of the legendary Schoolroom in the UK that is home to the iconic 50-degree board that has not been reset in decades. For a while, two of the hardest and most iconic climbs on this board have been Perky Pinky and Milk It, with Milk It being a step harder than Perky Pinky, even though they're both V13. In fact, here is a clip of Will Bosey describing his training process on these boulders.
And then after that, I get into the 8Bs on the board, so the hard ones, starting off with Perky Pinky, which is one of Milksmith's 8Bs. That's kind of become like a real sort of test for, I feel like, the top climbers, especially in Sheffield and the UK, is like something to come and try. I'm going to be trying a Milk It next. If Perky Pinky's 8B, this is like 8B plus at least. It's like definitely a grade harder. Just tearing the skin. That was really close, so.
So Will Bosey is arguably the strongest climber in the world right now. Surely nobody will just come along and campus the boulders that he trains on, right?
Yeah, nice Potter about today, mate.
Enter Matt Mendez. This motherfucker has been climbing for 4 years and potentially has the strongest fingers that the world has ever seen. His raw strength metrics make the average pro climber look like a Gumby who has just walked into a climbing gym for the first time. Okay, so to be fair, he did this 1 move in on Perky Pinky and 2 moves in from Milk It because those moves would be impossible to campus, but holy shit, that is insane. Like, genuinely mind-boggling. So just as a silver lining and to make everybody feel better, even the best climbers in the world, even Will Bosey, Mr. V17, gets some of their hardest boulders campused by a local kid who really just started climbing not that long ago. So that's it for the video. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen campused? Did I miss any of the world's hardest? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back here soon.